It's time for the bronze medal match here at the Lee Valley Hockey and Tennis Centre. It's Australia against the United States. The Netherlands will be on the pitch a little bit later on in that gold medal match, but now it's all about Australia and the United States. Let's join our commentary team, Ashley Morrison and Sally Walton.
Thanks very much, Chris. It is indeed the bronze medal match. Australia versus the United States. Number 3 ranked team, Australia, against the lowest ranked team here at the 2016 Women's Champions Trophy, the USA. USA's best finish was 3rd place in 1995, and they're looking to repeat that again. Australia has, believe it or not, only been 3rd on 2 occasions. They'll be looking to make that a 3rd time. They're joint record winners, Australia, having won the tournament on 6 occasions, along with Argentina and the Netherlands. One of those teams will be lifting the trophy for the 7th time in the game after this. Players have made their way out. The flags are flying around the stadium here at the Lee Valley Hockey and Tennis Centre. Will be the national anthems, and then the match will get underway.
Please will you stand for the national anthem of Australia?
And it will be the national anthem of Australia first. Now the national anthem of the USA.
The national anthem of the United States of America.
Mr. Gonzalez is the captain of the USA because Lauren Crandall got injured in the very first match. And hopefully she's going to be fit for the Rio Olympic Games. Believed it was a broken bones in the foot, so she's had her foot in a boot, but it's the USA coming through as they do every time and then sprint to their end of the pitch. Take a look at the lineup for Australia. Well, Rachel Lynch goes back under the bar. Australia rotating their goalkeepers. Jodie Kenny from penalty corners will be a key component. Brooke Perris in the midfield had a really good game their last time out against Great Britain, and Slattery's been lively up front. So too Georgie Parker, and Emily Smith always seems to come up with a goal just when Australia need it. We look at the United States again. She's had a good game a good tournament under the bars. Jackie Briggs, the goalkeeper for them. Koliacek is the top scorer for the USA with 2 goals in the tournament, but Wittmer and Ryan Precht up front along with Bam can cause problems. And as we heard from Adam Commins, the USA are very quick to break out and use their pace, and he's got to try and limit that as they come forward. On the bench, there's plenty of talent for both teams. Sharkey for the USA and Van Sickle have caused problems, but also Vitesse has been really good wearing number 9 for the USA. Mariah Williams and Grace Stewart up front for Australia again. Pacey and know how to find the back of the net. Final high fives from the Australian players. Madonna Blythe. And there is Jackie Briggs yelling encouragement immediately to her teammates in front of her. This is a big game for the USA. Bronze medal at stake. Only their 3rd appearance at a Champions Trophy. They've won bronze once, and they came 6th in 1997. Whistle goes, and Australia push back to get this bronze medal match underway. Aerial pass was launched, brought down well by Rachel Dawson. And Ryan Preck playing slightly wider than we've seen her. And now the captain, Gonzalez. I'm Ashley Morrison, and alongside me, a lady who made her debut in 2005, won bronze at the Olympics, and I believe was the 100th selection for Team GB in 2012. That's Sally Walton.
I think I have my parents probably to thank for that, for the surname where it was maybe 100th picked, but yeah, great honour to be there. But it's a great honour to see such a home crowd here to support, you know, the 3rd bronze medal match as well as supporting GB.
I think they had a thriller in the last game to decide who would come 5th and 6th, and Great Britain got up against New Zealand in a really good game. 4 goals to 3 with Alex Danson scoring a hat-trick, so they had plenty to cheer about now as Emily Smith just tries to turn the defender, but good work by Gonzalez helping out. Katie Ryan-Preck now. Australia trying to just stop the USA playing out from defence. You were saying, Sally, you feel the USA could sneak this match?
I think if they keep it nice and tight to start with in the early parts of the game, saying that they're on the attack now, but if they just can keep Australia quiet, keep their forwards quiet, then I think they can grow into this game and actually perhaps cause an upset.
The defence has been pretty good in the tournament. They have conceded in every game they've played except against Great Britain, but then saying that, so has Australia. So, you know, neither team, I think, would worry if they go a goal down.
No, there's plenty of firepower on both sides. The pool game was 2-2. Results for these two in the kind of past have been quite tight, so I think it could go either way, but again, I'm going for the USA just to sneak it.
Well, there's Adam Commins, and we saw Craig Parnham just before that, both of them competing in the 2000 Olympics in Sydney, but they didn't play against each other there because Great Britain were in a different pool to Australia. It's lifted high into the circle. It'll be a free hit to Australia.
Early exchanges here, neither team really pressing too high, but we can see that USA are setting out their stall. They want to try and cause panic in the back for the Australians. They're getting lots of pressure to the ball, and that's a real signature of the USA game, is they get lots of pressure to the ball, numbers around like
Great steal at the top of the circle, and unfortunately for the USA, just came off the foot of Katie Bam and over the baseline. That was good work around the circle. And it was Falgowski involved as well.
One thing I think we can guarantee from both sides today is a great athleticism. The ball will be up and down the pitch from starting whistle to the end.
Indeed, although it is a fairly warm day, and I say that in London we've had shocking weather as we were talking about in the studio just now, but today has actually been the nicest day I think we've had in 2 weeks. Just trying to get forward, but Slattery steals it, and now Australia come forward again. Played out wide, but just too much on that from Claxton. A bit nervous maybe, played into the foot of Smith by Ryan Preck. Gonzalez coming back, desperately trying to steal it with Stewart for Australia. Gonzalez looking to run through the heart of the midfield. She's got a bit of pace, claims she was blocked as she was running towards the ball by Morgan. Gets the decision from the umpire. Morgan gets a card. 2 minutes on the side with the green card, so USA player advantage. Good pass to the top of the circle. Unfortunately, he just took a couple of touches to bring it under control, did Sharkey.
Just going back to that break from Gonzalez there, great athleticism to break through the line, forced a last-ditch tackle from the Australian defender and has seen her take a seat for 2 minutes. But that's the umpire setting a stall out now for the rest of the game. Any kind of half contact has got to be a card.
That is Francis Block from Great Britain, the umpire inside the circle again, just thwarted. Gonzalez lively in these early minutes of this match. Australia have given possession away, and USA look to sweep it out onto the left-hand side. Was well read, though, defensively. And Australia now look to attack. It was a good touch from Batiz, who stole it away. Now she goes forward for the USA, looking to break into the circle with Sharkey, just sitting ahead of the penalty spot, now comes closer to the ball. Kenny gets a vital touch with her long arms reaching ahead of Sharkey. Unfortunately for Australia, there's a bit of a groan from the crowd. Looked as if that ball was going to get through to Parker, but just took a touch. We're going to go pitch side because Abby Griffiths has Craig Parnham with her.
Yeah, now Craig, you've mentioned all week the importance of coming out strong with intent. They're doing that.
Yeah, no, it's been a good little start for us. We're actually connecting a little bit better today and finding each other, which is important to us. So in an open game like this, I think it's good for us.
Thank you.
Thank you, Abby. Claxton on halfway for Australia, finds Nanscorn. Another good tackle coming back by the USA. Comes out to Reinprecht, Katie. There are two Reinprechts in the team, sisters Julie and Katie. Feeds it infield now. This is space at the top of the circle. That's a really, really important tackle made by Edwina Bone. She ran into her own player.
Australia, they're outnumbered at the back. She did a fantastic tackle, but for me, the USA didn't make her work hard enough there to kind of get into the circle.
Played across, well, I think it was a cross-come shot, but it's given the USA a long corner. Can they get the opening goal of the match? Australia with numbers behind the ball. USA come back now to Julia Reinprecht. Deflected forward, picked up though by Claxton again. Parker combining well. Now it's Bone that'll carry it forward. Stewart is ahead of her. Nanscorn to the right. Looking for Nanscorn. Didn't really get the connection she wanted. Stolen by Kolyachek. She sweeps it forward. Strong challenge from behind from Dwyer.
For me, this is what the USA need to be careful of, because they're playing three at the back and they're playing them quite wide. If they're sloppy in possession, they turn the ball over kind of in the halfway points of the pitch, they are very vulnerable to counter-attack, and the speed at which the Australians attack mean they could have a field day through the middle if USA don't just tuck in and tighten up as a three at the back on turnover.
Australia now trying to apply pressure, and luckily for them, Georgie Parker's foot got in the way rather than a stick. Georgie Parker, who's been very creative in the forward line for Australia, get her first goal against Great Britain. Bone looking for Nanscorn again, stepping out defensively and doing well was Caitlin Van Sickle. It's a good touch from Whitmer. And the USA breaking forward. Sharkey making her way into the circle. Jodie Kenny marshalling her. Free hit to the USA. Australia get numbers behind the ball now. So pass, just trying to draw the defence out. Mariah Williams goes to the baseline as the run goes there, trying to spin with Emily Wold. Free hit though, Australia's.
We picked out before the game that Batiz for the USA was going to be a crucial figure. I haven't seen enough really of her on the ball. It's obviously only the first quarter, but she kind of makes things come alive for the US, and we just haven't seen her on the ball enough yet.
I agree with you. She's been very, very lively for the USA. That was a nasty deflection off Emily Wold, and it's good for Australia though. Trying to belt that into the circle, and again trying to win that, but good defence coming from Falgowski. Just feels, Sally, a really cagey game, and you can feel that the crowd are on the edge of their seats. There's no sort of cheering, they're all just watching, patiently waiting for something to happen.
It's a little bit like a game of chess, isn't it? No team are kind of putting themselves out there just yet. They're kind of both feeling each other a little bit and just seeing what each other have got. These kind of half traps aren't really helping build any momentum into the game. No team really taking control thoroughly of the game yet.
They start them young over here. Australia with a free hit from the side. Just gone past the halfway point of the first quarter in this bronze medal match. Drilled forward, Slattery controlled it well. Looked to lift it, slipped, but lifted it probably too high, and the free hit goes against Australia. Although, I think a penalty corner may have been given.
I think she's saying that it just ramps up off the USA's player. It was actually, when it touched the USA's player, it wasn't going that high, but just lifted up off the USA's girl's stick, making it dangerous into her own body.
So a good decision from Carolina de la Fuente from Argentina. And now the USA are going to have to defend Australia's penalty corners. They've got a conversion rate of 11%, 3 from 26 in the tournament. The tournament record at the moment is 16% conversion rate overall. So Australia just below that. Dwyer and Morgan waiting. Dwyer at the first battery, Morgan at the second. It goes to Morgan. Morgan sweeps. Good save from Briggs. Got down well to her right-hand side to parry that away. One corner taken quickly. Dwyer involved immediately. Fires it into the circle. USA touches are there. Shot will come in. Mariah Williams was blocked. Parker denied by another good save from Briggs. Still alive for Australia. Whistle goes. Parker, I think, is penalised for obstruction.
Briggs there, 2 fantastic saves within 30 seconds. We see here from the corner, she gets a good look at this all the way. Great save for the cameras there, diving to her right-hand side. Good initial save from that, and the rebound she was alert to, managed to push it wide away from danger.
Jackie Briggs earning her money. Not that hockey players earn much money, to be honest. 28-year-old from the University of North Carolina, known as the Tar Heels. Most of the hockey, of course, in America played through the college system or the universities. There aren't too many clubs playing in North America. Stephanie Feet from the side, self passes, there was nothing on. Ricochets away from Dwyer and then picked up by America, and again it was Gonzalez just trying to find a way in behind the defence.
What the USA do when they turn the ball over is they do get forward quickly, occasionally just sometimes staying in the same channel they've won the ball in, which is where the kind of Australian numbers are kind of swarming towards the ball. Perhaps try and get the ball out to the help side nice and quick, they'd find a little bit more space.
USA into the circle again, it's deflected away. Gonzalez trying to get there, great alertness from Rachel Lynch to sweep it out of the circle. Danger hasn't been cleared. Gonzalez again trying to find a way into the circle, but the free hit goes Australia's way.
Good 3D skills here into the circle. Just pulls the ball back. Again, it's just a half chance there. It just falls nicely here to Gonzalez. Great reverse stick sweep there from Lynch in goal.
Australia trying to counter-attack, but ball was just played a little bit too far ahead. And Terrace has won a free hit for Australia as she cuts infield, pass through the legs. Mariah Williams, top of the circle, looking to now spin. And she's been penalised for obstruction. That looked a little bit harsh to me.
Yeah, I think she kind of expected, the umpire kind of expected to blow that before she blew it. She kind of thought she was going to obstruct and then kind of called it for obstruction. I think she's very hard done by there.
We'll see it again here. What's your read of it, Sally?
I'd be disappointed if I was the forward here, but I'd be happy if I was the defender.
What an answer. Ever the politician.
I hear there's positions going at the moment.
I think you've just booked yourself one. We're in the final 3 minutes of the first quarter of what has been a very, very cagey start to the bronze medal match. Stewart, though, has the ball. Now it's Slattery, shoots, Briggs saves again. Falls to Mariah Williams. She's closed down. Gonzalez gets her feet out of the way. And then it was another shot from Mariah Williams.
Easy for you to say. Again, great early shot there. Didn't catch the keeper out. The keeper again got a good sight of it. Panic defence here by the US. Just managed to avoid it hitting her foot.
Briggs has had a really big influence on this match already. If her team goes on to win, it'll be this opening quarter where everyone will remember. Another good save to deny Smith. Swept the ball away to the top of the circle. Madonna Blythe gets it back to Stewart. Another save from Briggs.
This kind of play is the kind of play that the USA thrive off. This kind of, they will be galvanised by the fact, you know, they're keeping this ball out. So don't write them off. I think it only takes a half a chance to get them up into this game. So, like here, what they want to do is counter-attack, but they will need the forwards to keep hold of the ball.
We heard Craig Parnham say before they need to create and connect with their opportunities. convert rather their opportunities. Stewart trying to turn 3 USA players around. A free hit goes Australia's way. Stewart leaves it behind for Madonna Blythe, who just checks where the umpire wants it taken from, having received a card yesterday for playing on from the wrong position. This time Paris self-passes, runs across the circle. That looked like it hit a foot, but play on is the call from the umpire. Ryan Preck, though, plays the ball behind Vitesse. Australia coming again. Kenny drilling it into the deep. Briggs kicks it clear again. Ever alert, the USA goalkeeper. That will be the USA ball from the side. As we're about to enter the final minute, they go for the aerial pass, but got horribly under that and hooked it straight out of play.
Vitesse, they're back in our own 25. Where we really need to see her is in the attacking 25, but the USA just not managing to keep hold of the ball at the moment. It's all one-way traffic.
Dwyer sweeps it forward, just not brought under control immediately by Mariah Williams, but she has this time deflected. It is going to be a goal. And Mariah Williams, I'm not sure if Nanscorn got the final touch, but it's Mariah Williams from the top of the circle that's managed to beat Briggs. She's been valiant in this first 15 minutes, but finally they've got one past her.
We see here there's just too much space in the ball. The USA, 2 players getting a little bit confused who's going to take the ball. It was going to take a finish like that via a deflection. I think it was off Dawson to get this past Briggs the way she was playing today. Just when we wanted the USA to see out this quarter 0-0, just letting a soft goal for me, just takes a deflection. Just too much space here. Great determination at the top of the circle here. Creates her own chance, takes a nasty deflection which gets past Briggs.
There's the reaction on the bench. Shows just what the Australians feel. They know this is going to be a close match. Mariah Williams opening the scoring. Her first goal of the tournament. Lady who plays for, or comes from Parkes in New South Wales on the east coast of Australia.
Really important for the USA now, just to steady the ship. Don't give away any more penalty corners. Just keep the ball. Keep it with your forwards.
Preck showed a little bit too much, but now it is Vitesse who gets the ball, but her pass was hurried because she knew there were seconds left in that first quarter. Mariah Williams, hands on hips. She's been working hard in the forward line. Wondered how she was going to beat Briggs, but then it was a deflection. Was the only way Australia could get past the USA stopper. Score at the end of the first quarter, Australia 1, USA 0. Take a look at the goal again, and it was just a mistrap, top of the circle, confusion between the defence, and then a deflection as Mariah Williams drilled it from the top of the circle. Great determination shown by Williams. Briggs gave everything she had to try and stop it.
She's going to be very frustrated to not go into this break at 0-0. She had a valiant effort at getting hold of that ball as well. She wasn't too far away, but just squeezed shot, took a deflection off Dawson, which goes past the outstretched right hand of Briggs in goal.
Briggs' helmet still on. Some goalkeepers like to take the helmet off, some prefer to keep it on.
Yeah, goalies are very superstitious individuals. They tend to have these kind of rituals. You watch Maddie Hinch, whenever she concedes a goal, she goes behind the goal and takes a drink, and that's her way of just resetting herself and getting her ready to start again. All goalies have them. I'm sure that with Briggs, you know, they're not taking the helmet off is one of her things.
Well, Adam Commins, the coach of Australia, is now with Abby pitchside.
Yeah, Adam, USA came out the blocks fast, but then it was all Australian pressure.
Yeah, they came out really well. We know that they're a team that likes to begin quickly. We weren't handling the ball well in the first 4 or 5 minutes. A bit of a hangover from the warm-up. I thought we were a bit flat there. I think we picked up into the quarter very nicely and we finished off on top, so we need to continue that.
Continues like that, Jackie Briggs has got a big day.
Yeah, that's right, okay.
Thank you.
Thanks very much, Abby. It will be Australia to push back and get the second quarter underway. Emily Smith goes to Sablovsky. Sablovsky forward to Parker. Parker loses out, although gets the free hit. Sablovsky plays on really quickly, bursts away from the US defenders. Now just needs a good ball in. It deflects away from goal. Comes to Paris. Paris trying to turn on the reverse, fires it across. Smith, who's one of the most diminutive players in the Australian team, having to get out of the way, and did really well to do so.
Both those players didn't see that till very late. Some great diving there reminiscent of a little bit of football maybe, but just managing to get out of the way of the ball. I think Craig Barnum will have said to the USA during their little break, they just need to do more of the same, but they just need to keep retention of the ball. When the ball gets up high, Gonzalez had some good play early on, some joy, but we just need to see him keep hold of the ball when they do release pressure.
Reinprecht and Smith getting out of the way really well. Julie Reinprecht, whose nickname is Smalls, I'm not quite sure why, and I'm not going to ask. Cassold making a way forward now for the USA. Kenny gives chase, looking to play the ball down to the baseline, but Sablovsky did well to steal it away from Katie Bam.
Gonzalez there, just as she passed that ball, just needed to go with a little bit firmer, with a bit more pace, so that it actually met the USA forward Bam coming out of the circle. The ball pace just allowed the Australian defender to jump in front.
Harris trying to get away from Gonzalez. Gonzalez got a touch, but it goes to McMahon. McMahon feeds Parker. Parker with a little bit of space, closed down, but a good pass to Smith. Smith into the circle, fires it forward. That's hit the foot. Frustration from Michelle Cassold. Just clipped her foot, and it's a penalty corner to Australia, their second.
She's going to be disappointed with this. She had a good sight of it. You know, as a top play, you're expecting them to make traps there. Just for good measure, she let it hit her feet twice.
Jodie Kenny, the number 7, is on the pitch for Australia. Jodie Kenny, who was the 2014 World Cup player of the tournament. 22 goals in 2015. She's only scored a couple in this tournament so far, but this is a big game for her to get a goal in. The bronze medal match, and one now would put Australia in a really good position. Stopped by Smith. Kenny sweeps for goal. It's just wide. They were looking for the deflection from the injector, Sablovsky.
And Kenny here with the low drag, looking for a deflection. I think he's just got to put that on target and let the injector come in and get a touch on it. If it goes on target, it misses the touch. It's got a chance of going in, but just wide of the post.
Looked as if the ball just skipped a little bit before it came to Sablovsky.
Yeah, but I think she'll still look back at that in the aftermath of the game and think that she could have got a touch on that.
Crowd still finding this game really fascinating. They're struggling to find voice because it has been a real cat and mouse affair. Trying to pull away again is Sablovsky, who's usually defensively minded, but is certainly finding some space on the right-hand side. Reinprecht has to spin away, and then she loses out to a good tackle from Claxton. Slattery looking to feed Smith. Again, Smith stopped 2 American players either side of her. Manley plays it forward. Sharkey, just a little stick poke from Morgan, takes it over the side. Sharkey will take it quickly herself and gets the better of Morgan momentarily. Morgan then gets a stick back, and at the second attempt pushes it over the side again.
In her urge to take that quickly, there wasn't really any support around her, nobody to cross the ball into, so she had to kind of hold possession. Lucky to get another sideline ball.
Kenny now having to work hard to try and get the ball out of defence. Won back brilliantly by Katie Bam.
Good intensity here from the USA. They're just putting the Australians back on the back foot. They need to start making some of this pressure count. Penalty corners, shots on target. We haven't seen any yet from the USA, and we just need to see those stats kind of start to change in the USA's favour if they're to get themselves back in this game.
Just in that final third at the moment, it's just quite not gelling for the USA. Although credit should be given to the Australian defence. It's really limiting the opportunities that they're getting. Reinprecht comes forward to just help that forward. It took a deflection off Georgina Morgan, so it'll be a long corner USA. Katie Reinprecht calling for it.
What we're seeing the USA do, especially when they're in open spaces, they're trying these S-shaped leads off the back of their defender. So occasionally, like the one we just saw, it just misconnects that the forward is on their way out wide and then cuts back in to be the inside option, and the ball was passed down the line.
Reinprecht, Julia. Did that come off an Australian stick? Yes, it did. So it's another long corner to the USA. Ball boy just rolling a little bit too far ahead for Reinprecht to be able to play on quickly. Swept out wide, and good movement by the USA. Good spin from Koleacek. Along the baseline she goes. Looks to flick it back. Morgan still alive. It went across the goal. And that was unlucky.
Just her own grit and determination here makes her ride 2 or 3 tackles, just shielding the ball, keeping it moving. Pops up there and she still gets something across goal, just not quite reading it at the far post, but encouraging signs, at least getting into the D and getting something towards goal.
Casey Koleacek, who started the game relatively late, age of 12. You know, usually most players you find at international level started much younger. She was apparently outstanding at so many sports: gymnastics, swimming, athletics, softball, and then just decided hockey was the one for her. And USA on the attack. Good run wide from Reinprecht, looking to take on Kenny. Off the foot of Kenny, free hit just outside the circle. It was good because that move involved Vitesse. Vitesse on the ball now. Comes back, just played over the baseline. In fact, it was off a foot, I think, just before it went over. So now it's Vitesse to Reinprecht again. Reinprecht trying to get past Brooke Paris, but Brooke Paris with a well-timed tackle. She's hemmed in the corner now by Reinprecht. Stolen back by Sharkey. Sharkey trying to get past Edwina Bone. It's another free hit to the USA on the edge of the circle. They just need to find a way into the circle. Played over the baseline. Long corner to the USA. Good spell of pressure as we're approaching the halfway point of the second quarter. Fee looking to fire it in, but again the long arms of Jodie Kenny just stretching out and taking the ball away. Good coming back and stealing the ball from Koleacek again.
USA there, they had several long corners there. They just look devoid of ideas, really. It's like they're waiting for somebody else to do something for them. They just need to create a little bit more, move the Australian defence when they're all back and set like that.
Well, there's a great chance here now. Shot comes in, well, it deflected off the line. I think Lynch got the touch, but what a break forward that was by the USA.
Lapsing concentration there. Good shot. She gets a good look at goal. Good bravery at the far post there, jumping in.
Whitmer running in and trying to get the touch. Australia under a little bit of pressure at the moment. We'll take a look at Rachel Lynch's save again. Whitmer was determined to get on the end, but it was a good attempt from Kathleen Sharkey, making the Australian keeper stretch out her pad. Now it's Parker. Short pass out wide to Sablovsky. Sablovsky looking to feed Parker again. The ball's gone past her and past the defender, but cleaned up at the back by the USA. Now they look to attack again. Whitmer with a really good lead in the forward line, plays it forward up the side, although the whistle had gone. The USA have had the lion's share of possession in the last 2 or 3 minutes, although that's a good intercept coming from Edwina Bone, and now it's Nanscorn who opens up play and finds Smith on the right-hand side. Short pass back to Paris, back to Smith again. Smith will try and get along the baseline. She does, looks to fire it in. Strong defensive play coming from Julia Reinprecht. She clears on the reverse. Now it's pressure coming in from Madonna Blythe. Keeps it alive and gets a free hit away from Koleacek.
As we mentioned in the first kind of period of time, the USA play with such a wide back three. Cassold coming through the middle. As soon as she turned the ball over, the USA were vulnerable to the counter-attack because their back three were in such a wide outlet shape. They just need the people on the ball that are going to look after it, make the opportunities count, make it stick, and allow the USA to advance up the pitch. At the moment, it's just coming back at them a little bit too quickly.
Australia's goal in the first quarter from Mariah Williams. They're 5th in the first quarter. USA have only scored 1 in the first quarter. This is the quarter they've scored most of their goals in. They've scored 3 in the quarter 2. Gabrielle Minadeo watching on from the side in the stands. Not surprisingly, because they're in the same pool as these two teams in Argentina. So it is Great Britain, India, Japan, Argentina, Australia and the USA in Pool B. So he'll be wanting to cast his eye over both teams.
Absolutely, this was potentially his last chance to have a look at these teams before Rio, as you said. Anything he can get on them is going to be obviously good for Argentina. However, I would say that, you know, both teams are probably holding some things back. Not everyone wanted to show their whole hand this close to the Olympics, so it's a good chance for him to look at players, their kind of skill sets, what they tend to like to do under pressure, but potentially some of the tactics might be being held back.
Collected off the pitch by the Australian player, so it will be 16 to the USA, played to the middle. Cassold was pushing forward and almost got caught, but they've done well. Good lead again by Katie Bam. Ball came off her foot though, so it'll be Soblovsky's ball.
It's one of the things that I love about the USA, that even when they are under pressure, the confidence just to play it into somebody that's marked to get it out. They just stick to their game plan. They don't go inside themselves and just play the safe option. They played the ball into there with someone with 3 players on them, just to look after the ball, give a simple ball back and collapse the defence.
Claxton looking to fire that at pace through 2 USA defenders. Now it's Gonzalez, the captain. She just looks to leave it behind, making them stretch. Was Claxton. Now across the D it comes, looking for the deflection, appeals for a foot, and I think they may refer this. USA are adamant it was an Australian foot.
Umpires have conferred between themselves there and given the corner anyway.
They have, and that'll be good news for the USA. They've actually got a better conversion rate in this tournament than Australia. 15%, 3 from 20 in their penalty corners.
Yeah, the stats for a few teams have been a bit low at corners, and they'll be a little bit disappointed by that, but the turf obviously is different everywhere you go. This turf is causing some of the drag flickers some issues, but I'm sure the USA will be looking to put one on the board here.
Sure that they're keeping a few cards close to their chest in terms of penalty corner routines, as Dawson waits at the top of the circle. Goes through the knee bends as she does. They don't go with Dawson. It's swept looking for the deflection, and Australia sweep it clear. Claxton picks it up wide, and Australia got a chance to counter-attack. USA flooding back, and that was a good touch coming in the end from Falgowski, and Gonzalez looking to attack again, runs at Soblovsky. Coming back is Claxton. Gonzalez feeds it forward, looking for the run of Whitmer, but it was just too fast.
If we look back here at the corner, Australians have done their homework here. They're looking for the wide right person on the deflection. Great intercept there, good reading. Cleared the danger.
Final 3 minutes now of the first half. Still 1-0 to Australia. Goal from Mariah Williams late in the first quarter. USA hanging in. Good run from Grace Stewart. Good intercept though inside the circle. Pressure applied again, and USA calmly play the ball out of defence. That's really good to see.
Just like to see the USA, just as they start to break out and get towards halfway in the pitch, just transfer the ball laterally away from the Australian defenders, who are all swarming back and getting numbers to the ball. There is so much space on the help side.
These two teams met in the semi-final of the World Cup in 2014. That game ended 2-2 and went to a shootout. They drew in the first game here, 2-2. Gonzalez just thwarted by Claxton, who's been very busy in this match for Australia. Donna Blythe comes back to pick up for Australia. Just gets a little bit of a push in the back, and I think we're going to see another card issued. Yellow card to Katie Bam.
It's a little bit harsh. Green card certainly, but yellow, you know, it's the first one. It's in the middle of the pitch. There's not any danger. She's not going to make a fast counter-attack. She's made a genuine attempt for the ball and caught the player.
Well, we've just been told it's 10 minutes, which, you know, 5 you would have thought, Sally, was fair. People are coming to watch the hockey. I know there are rules, but we want to have 11 aside. Yeah,
and I think the umpires are under strict instruction that if you go to ground and you don't cleanly win the ball, then it is a long yellow. But as players, you know, you want to see people commit. You want to see people go to ground to try and win the ball. Like you say, it is frustrating now that it's going to change the USA play for the next 10 minutes because they're down a player.
That's a brilliant steal at the top of the circle by Castle to take it away from Parker. Well, the question was, I mean, was she really on the ground when she made that? To me, she went with the stick, fell as she was making the tackle. I don't think she was on the ground when she tried to make the tackle.
Yeah, I think it's a very harsh yellow card.
Doesn't matter what we think, though. Katie Bam is sitting on the side. Madonna Blythe cuts infield, chased all the way. And her pass is misdirected. It was a good run from Parker, pulling wide to try and give the option to Blythe.
The USA here, they don't want to get caught like they did in the first quarter. Just need to retain the ball a little bit better, get numbers around the ball, take the ball to dead areas of the pitch, win a free hit. They're just giving the ball over too cheaply and allowing Australia just to keep rolling on the pressure.
Madonna Blythe looks up, then smashes the ball to the far post. No deflections from anybody, so it will be a 16 for the USA. 2 balls on the pitch. There's Mariah Williams, just warming down on the side. The hooter goes for the end of the first half and the end of the second quarter. USA have been reduced to 10 players and will play most of the third quarter with only 10 players on the pitch. And Australia go into the half-time break with a scoreline: Australia 1, USA 0.
Right, Australia playing really well and 1-0 up thanks to your goal.
Yeah, it was a really good goal. I think we just got to keep up our tempo from here and not let him get a goal.
Yeah, and Katie Bam now on the USA team has got a 10-minute yellow, so how important is it to come out the second half and take advantage of having that player off?
Yeah, it's really important. We really need to go strong out there tonight. Yeah, having a player off, it's really good for us. We need to take advantage of that.
Halfway to Bonds, good luck for the second half.
Thank you.
Yeah, and Craig Parnham, the USA coach, not happy with that decision at all, as you can see, because that really does put the United States under an awful amount of pressure. They are a goal down, Australia dominating this from start to finish. We'll have all the analysis and that goal after the break.
It's all okay for me. Yeah.
We are at the halfway stage of the bronze medal match between Australia and the United States. Australia, the outstanding favourites for this one, and they've dominated proceedings, but they only lead by a single goal to nil. Yes, they've had more shots on goal, 12-5, more circle penetrations. Less of the possession, it doesn't feel like that as a spectator, and one more penalty corner. Of course, straight after this game, we have the gold medal match between the Netherlands and Argentina. Just confirmation of earlier in the day, Great Britain beat New Zealand in a thrilling 5th and 6th game playoff. Yeah, just in case you think we've got a disco going on in here, we've got the drummers out on the middle of the pitch here, whipping this crowd into a fury, but they don't need it. We've had an entertaining opening game, and this is a bit of a cat and mouse game between Australia and the United States. Although I would say and suggest, Marcia, that Australia are bullying the USA a little bit in this one.
I think Australia have put Briggs under a lot of pressure, so in the sense of bullying them, they've just been yeah, like we mentioned before, more clinical in their attacking end where they're putting the pressure on the keeper.
Yeah, the United States just can't, it feels they can't impose themselves, get control of this.
Yeah, they've struggled to retain possession higher up the pitch at the moment, but what I like about them is that they're still trying to get the ball forward. You know, even when they've sustained enormous amounts of pressure from Australia, they're trying to play the ball forward and trying to make things happen, even though at the moment it's not quite getting there.
Yeah, Australia do have the lead. It was a goal that was coming. I mean, their goalkeeper was under so much pressure, but Mariah Williams coming up with a shot.
Yeah, she's young and she's extremely strong, and Rachel Dawson tries to do the right thing, which is to close the shot down. And as you said, Jackie Briggs has had an inspired first half, and really it was going to take something like that to beat her in goal. I think worryingly for the USA is
Australia have got into the circle 12 times and they've got shots away 12 times, and that is something that they need to sort out.
Yeah, I mean, we mentioned how Jackie Briggs was having an outstanding game. If it wasn't for her, this game could be all over by now.
Absolutely, but we shouldn't deny the fact that, as Sarah mentioned, USA are also bringing the game to Australia, and they are also on the attacking end of the field. They just need to start putting more pressure on the goalkeeper.
Yeah, Jackie Briggs, an outstanding first half, Sarah.
She's done extremely well. I think the last couple of games she's grown in terms of her authority being back there as well. I mean, the first couple of games she looked a little bit suspect, to be honest, but she's done extremely well in the last couple of games and making really clean saves and keeping the ball on the floor, so she's not giving away any subsequent penalty corners. And her team will be really happy she's behind them and marshalling the troops from there.
Yeah, I got to say, if you know, when you look around, it's one of those games where you think, oh, they're all against us. The goalkeeper's having an outstanding game. Maybe it is our day. Maybe we can nick something here.
Well, one thing I love about the USA is they always focus on process, not outcome. So it won't matter to them that they're 1 goal down. They'll be sat there now at half-time thinking about, right, what do we need to do? It's not about what Australia are doing to us. What do we need to do to get back into the game?
Yeah.
And we know that they're fit. We know that they're fast. So the more Australia push for a second goal, plays into the USA's hands.
Yeah, I've got to say that the United States have a very tough 7 or 8 minutes now. They're down, they've lost a player. What did you think of this yellow card?
Yeah, I think she was really unfortunate to be sent off for 10 minutes. It is quite yeah, I think that it's a card for sure, but 10 minutes I think is a bit harsh.
Okay, I know that the USA coach wasn't happy, and I think he's with Abby.
He wasn't happy. Craig, you went onto the pitch to speak to the umpires. Tell us a bit more.
Just to understand what the card was for. It's a 10-minute yellow, which is a serious offence, and for me, I just thought it was a back tackle and nothing really that serious. But the umpires made a decision. I just need to understand so I can help the players understand. That was all.
And when you spoke to the girls in half-time, how do you want them to come out and play in the second half to get this bronze medal?
I think we just need to continue to work and connect with each other and get some movement and some passing going. But yeah, I think we just need to connect a little better, you know.
Thank you.
Craig Parnham, the coach of the USA, says they need to connect a little better. They're trailing by 1-0 in the bronze medal match. They are starting this third quarter a player down. Plenty of support in the crowd. They haven't been able to find their voices yet, but I do feel that the team needs their support big time. Their captain, Melissa Gonzalez, will try and inspire them. Katie Bam has to sit it out for the next 8 minutes of this quarter. Understandable that Craig Parnham wants to know how the rules are being interpreted, because he can then brief his players going into the Olympic Games to make sure they're fully across the interpretations. Gonzalez waiting. The USA were out really early. They never went to the changing rooms. They had their team talk on the bench. They mean business. Pushed back by Gonzalez. The third quarter underway. Can the USA find a way back in this bronze medal match? Or will Australia power over the top of them? The world number 3 against the world number 7.
You'd expect Australia here with their kind of game knowledge, seeing out big games and being in those semi-finals, bronze medal games, gold medal games.
Great ball to Smith. Good save again from Briggs. Sorry to interrupt you, Sally, but a quick attack, and it was a good cross-field ball to pick out Smith in space.
And here we see, yeah, Australia, the best way to keep the goal out of your end is to get it up the other end, and they go straight on the attack in the second half.
And they're still on the attack. Swept across. Good deflection. Desperation from Slattery. Just wide.
It's exactly what you want from your forward line, isn't it? Throwing yourself in there. Doesn't just score the pretty goals, but scores the ugly ones too. Diving herself in there in front of the USA defender. Making an excellent attempt at goal just wide on that occasion.
Catherine Slattery has 4 goals in the tournament already. Looking to try and add a 5th. Started our hockey at Many Peaks Hockey Club, which is in South Stirling, Western Australia, 423 kilometres south of Perth. Another interception by Australia, carried forward by Edwina Bone, played out to Parker. Parker on the reverse, Slattery with another deflection, getting ahead of the defender, and again it goes wide. Well, one's going to go in a minute.
How many warnings do the USA need? She's just got in front of her there and just held her space. USA need to dominate their one-on-one battles a little bit better if they want to get themselves back in this game.
Gonzalez coming back to help out the defence, gets the free hit, looks to play on and weave away. She's gone past 3 players, now loses out, and it's carried forward by Sablovsky. Sablovsky on the reverse, just trying to push the ball through, but it will be a 16 to the USA.
USA kind of playing straight into Australia's hands here. They're just taking it down into a channel where they're running away from their own support and running into the Australian numbers, and then they counter-attack at speed. We said in the first half they need to get the ball, transfer it laterally and get to their help side where there's more space, where you can use your athleticism and use your quick runners.
It's back to Jodie Kenny. Looking to sweep it out onto the left-hand side. Dwyer angles the ball to the top of the circle. Good defence from Stephanie Fee, but it's been robbed, but she's brought it back. She did very well to get that ball back after she'd lost it. Tees trying to break up down the right-hand side. Well intercepted by Kenny.
This is the girl here on the ball. We need to see her more on the ball in this second half if USA are going to come back into this game. It's had a very quiet first half, but let's hope she can have more of a dominant effect in the second half.
Stewart just reaching out and getting to the ball first for Australia. Stewart driving to the top of the circle, still going. Shot comes in, and Grace Stewart has doubled Australia's lead. That was determination with a really good finish on the end.
Well, you can't say that wasn't coming. USA just getting caught. They have got to play alight. When they start to counter-attack and start to leave spaces, Australia, are just capitalising by running through the channels quickly. We talked about the USA playing with a wide back 3. If you turn the ball over, you are very vulnerable to counter-attack, and there we have it. Ball between Briggs' legs, 2-0.
Briggs, I think, will be a little bit annoyed, but it was a great run and a really determined finish from Grace Stewart. Third goal of the tournament. She continues her great run of goal scoring. She's made a debut at the TPG Invitational up in Singapore earlier in the year and scored on debut. Australia really do make you pay when you lose a player for a long period of time, and that's where the USA have been stretched.
Absolutely, that's a sign of what a world-class side they are. They make USA pay there for turning the ball over too many times. That's why they were where they were when Anas and Anam was playing for them, and that's why they are trying to get back up there now. They are just so consistent and relentless and in your face. Slattery had a couple of chances. A ball falls to one of the other forwards and she just puts it away. Just makes them pay for some sloppy play and a sloppy start to the second half.
You mentioned that, and Adam Commins got the team from 7th up to 2nd place on the world rankings. They're currently at 3 at the moment, but he is departing post-Rio, heading back to Belgium, where he, of course, was national coach for a while there. And they haven't decided who will take over the reins of the Hockeyroos, as they're known. And that's just a wasteful ball over the side from Reinprecht. Giving possession back to Australia while they're a player down. You need to hang on to the ball. Taken in midfield. Now it's fed forward. Gonzalez was looking for a touch, got it onto the leg of Bone, so it'll be a free hit to the USA. Comes out wide, fired in, just lost at the edge of the circle. Reinprecht trying to steal it away from Bone, but Bone, calm under pressure, just goes to the side and just lifts it over Reinprecht, and it goes out of play off the American stick.
USA just need to work a little bit harder here to get the ball into the circle. Edwina Bone was set as the cover defender, and Rachel Dawson just hits the ball straight onto a stick. Just lacking a little bit of an imagination and a little bit of skill to get the ball round, especially when the defence is set.
Jocek trying to get past Dwyer, doesn't manage to do so. Dwyer takes the free hit quickly. Nanscorn misses it. It'll be picked up by Gonzalez on halfway for the USA. Now it's Dawson. Dawson forced to go back with good pressure from Brooke Peris. Manages to get the pass, though, to Alyssa Manley. Manley loses out to McMahon. He's trying to get the ball back. McMahon, though, out-muscles her. McMahon pushes forward. Peris on the edge of the circle. Just robbed by the returning Vitesse. Vitesse now breaks forward. This is what the USA need. There's not much going forward for them, and she just belts the ball up the pitch and out of play.
It's just frustrating me. Just wanted to get on the ball. The defence are going to collapse. I'm pretty sure that Adam Commons in his pre-match briefing would have been talking about Vitesse getting on the ball. She draws people to her, but just if she just hits the ball away like that, it kind of plays into the Australians' hand. We just want to see her on the ball, taking people on, making the defence collapse to her and then offloading the ball.
Peris in space on the left-hand side. Vitesse trying to close it in. Gets the ball away for a moment, and then free hit goes the Australians' way. The umpire's not happy with where the free hit was going to be taken from, and just telling Australia to move the ball forward. Barn looking up, just slaps it into the circle, took a deflection off of the stick, so it will be a long corner for Australia. Madonna Blythe waits.
Australians here getting a lot of width on both sides, which means it's creating attacking opportunities and channels into the circle. USA haven't been doing that as well. We talked about them just hitting the ball hopefully towards the circle, but the Australians are really pressing nice and high, nice and wide. The channels to goal are then on.
Casol did well, forcing a free hit for the USA. Just wanted to get on with it quickly, but there was nobody there. Forward, line pricked. Got the touch, but couldn't bring the ball under control. Now it's Jodie Kenny, sweeps it in quickly. Mariah Williams spins away. McMahon played that a little bit too quickly, and it will be the USA ball from the side. Good running further forward from the USA forwards. Now they're breaking forward. Played into the Australian player, appealing for the free hit. The whistle hasn't gone. It's going to be a long corner.
One of the things that I find is, especially when you've got the momentum in the game, just giving away cheap ball, like missed traps, just letting the ball go off,
Right
off the
chance,
side.
sorry to interrupt Sally, as they come into the circle for the USA. It's clipped the foot, they've won a penalty corner.
That loose pass just off the sideline by Australians there has created the USA just getting a little bit of tempo, a little bit of momentum in the game, which has come to another mistake, which has led to a corner. So these cheap turnovers, when you have the momentum in the game, can be costly. And we've seen that upgrade here into a penalty corner for the USA.
This is a great chance for the USA to pull a goal back. There's still one player down. Making her way to the baseline is Julia Reinprecht to play the ball in. Waiting at the top of the circle, Vitesse and Cassold. Can the USA reduce the deficit? Vitesse moves away, it's gone to Cassold, it comes to Vitesse now, deflected away, Lynch got a touch, fired in is the rebound from Manley. It's still alive for the USA though, trying to get a shot away, drilled it into the shins. Well, that would have really hurt, and that was Vitesse just determined to get another penalty corner.
She did well there. She shielded the ball, waited for a slight opening to be able to take a stick away from the ball and deliver it back at goal. But good scramble defence from the Australians. Numbers back from the halfway line as well. You see here Vitesse just keeping a stick on the ball till she felt she could get into that back space and hit into the unfortunate defender's leg. Another penalty corner.
Vitesse waits again, as does Michelle Cassold. To wait the required 40 seconds. Ball comes out, this time works through the legs. Cassold sweeps it towards goal, comes to Reinprecht. Well, she was penalised for shielding the ball. She can refer, I think, if she wants. But she left a stick behind as she was arguing with the umpire. Never seen that before.
Different move here from the US. You see they hold the ball through the legs of the stopper. I'm going to say looking for a deflection by the way she slaps that, but Australians just strong in there. Good from Madonna Blythe there, the captain, just leading by example, getting nice and low, driving through the ball and winning the free hit.
So Australia hang in there. The good news is the USA are back to their full quota of players. After that penalty corner, they suddenly were back to the full 11. So conceded a goal. Can they get a goal back and give themselves a chance? Baptiste now has a bit of space, taking on Kenny. Baptiste, though, and Kenny with a brilliant jab into the leg of Baptiste. It looked Baptiste was appealing, and I think they're going to refer it.
That's the first time we've seen Baptiste in open space. Just Kenny picked her off quite nicely there. I'm not quite sure if this did hit. We're going to have a look anyway, but if it did hit the leg of Kenny first before Baptiste, but that's where we need to see her. She's drifted out here to the left, got the ball in open space and got one-on-one with a defender.
From defender, okay.
So looking for a foot off the defender, I think lifted actually up by Kenny, I think into Baptiste.
Carolina, yes? I have a decision for you. There was a danger play in the circle, so you can avoid penalty corner, and they keep their referral.
So the video umpire, Elena Esquina, deciding it is a penalty corner to the USA. So it was a very good referral by Baptiste. It'll be even better if the USA can score.
As you said, their penalty corners have looked one of the best of the teams here this tournament. If they can get this on target, if they can get something towards goal, perhaps make it 2-1, we've got a match on our hands.
Certainly have. Last time they met, it was 1-1 at the Hawke's Bay Invitation in New Zealand. It was 2-2 in the first game of the tournament. Comes to Baptiste now, she sweeps towards goal. It caught the foot, I think, of Sharkey. The umpire agrees with me. Australia played on really quickly. USA are having to absolutely sprint back. Good transition by Australia. Comes out to Stewart, spins across the goal. In fact, it was Parker, not Stewart, my apologies. Georgie Parker with a wonderful spin.
Here we see she just gets it in the hook of her stick. The Australians know what's going on. The USA, oh, it's very unfortunate there. Just wanted Slashby to be diving in as she has been doing at the far post, but great counter-attack style. They weren't ready, waiting to see what the umpire was saying at the other end, and they counter-attacked at speed.
Alyssa Manley hops back to her feet, having taken a ball which looked to go pretty much full on the knee. And once again, we see that hockey players are a very tough breed.
Yeah, these girls are made of tough stuff. Nobody wants to be going and sitting on the bench with an injury, but they just brush it off and get on with it.
Certainly do. Pulled forward by the USA, but there's nobody forward to keep that in play. Interestingly, both these teams, their first internationals, weren't too far apart. Australia's first international, great chance comes in. Lynch has saved again, and it hits Sablovsky. And I think, well, are they going to appeal for a penalty stroke?
Yeah, I think they're saying that this went over Lynch and then clipped an Australian player. I don't know if the momentum was taking it into the goal. I'm sure we're going to take another look at this, but I think it's worth the appeal.
We are looking for a stroke because I blow a corner. So I blow a corner, we are looking for a stroke.
Okay, we check the direction of the ball.
So that is the key thing. Carolina De La Fuente called for it. Was that going wide?
Yeah, I think that's going wide.
Yes.
There is no reason to change your decision. You can avoid penalty corner. Yes, and the US lose their referral.
No.
So the USA lose their referral.
No danger.
You can hear the Australians there trying to challenge back, saying if the ball was going wide, was it not dangerous? But it came up off Lynch, the keeper, which makes it a penalty corner.
Well, it's the first offence, isn't it? And it came up off Lynch first before it hit the Australian player. So,
I mean, if you look where that situation came from, a ball given away quite cheaply, I think a penalty corner is actually a good result for them there, because that should have been a certain goal.
well, Craig Parnham is obviously not happy. He was indicating on his tablet that he'd seen it very, very differently. Manley waits, so too does Dawson. Dawson sweeps, deflection, what a finish that was! Absolutely outstanding, the injector running in. I think her stick was even behind her as she managed to flick that into the goal. That was outstanding.
Don't underestimate what a quality finish this is. The injector goes in. She looks like she's expecting this to go on target, but the ball goes behind her. You watch it, just nips behind her. Oh, she's got that on the back foot. That'd be 4 runs in cricket. Just glanced off the legs there.
Well, Katie Bam, having sat out for 10 minutes, is obviously fired up. What a touch that was.
See, she jumps her legs out the way of this ball, gets a good look at it, jumps her legs out the way. Great finish. We've got a game on our hands here.
Katie Bam with the touch, and now it is 2-1. And we have 3.5 minutes remaining in the third quarter and still 15 minutes to go. The last 3 meetings between these two teams have all finished in draws. Are we going to get a shootout?
This is all about momentum now. Can the USA be galvanised by that and get forward, press the Australians more, put them onto the back foot, make them a little bit nervy and go into this final quarter, make it nice and tight?
The worrying thing is, having lost their referral, there may be a moment later in the match they'll wish that they still had it. We'll have to wait and see. So often that is the case. But they thought they had a very, very strong case for a penalty stroke.
Yeah, it's about taking, when you're making these referral decisions, certainly when I was playing, you want to take the emotion out of it. You obviously don't want to feel like you've done anything wrong or it's going your way, but it's taking that emotion out of the game. I know certainly with Great Britain that we used to look to Kate Walsh to, okay, this is what I think happened. You know, did you see it differently before we actually make that signal? Because obviously the emotion gets you and you want to believe that it's going your way.
The USA have done well to defend that ball into the circle by Australia. Gonzalez, the captain, trying to lead them out now onto another attack. Quick self-pass from her, helps it forward. Good turn in tight space from Emily Wold. She's still going, gets the free hit. New Zealand, I mean, rather, I'm picking any country at the moment, but USA are actually really taking it to Australia. The goal has really lifted them. Australia are going to have to be on their mettle. Help forward again by Gonzalez, kept in play. Emily Wold going to the baseline, looking to try and get round the back, gets a free hit.
Australians getting lots of numbers around the board. Again, we just need a bit of better invention here. We've got 4 standing out at the back here for the Americans. They need to press forward. They need to get the ball to the help side, come away from numbers.
Dawson had pulled wide, and that was drilled, it looked into the foot of Edwina Bone, but the call was play on. Mariah Williams now blocking and giving away another free hit to the USA. USA would love another goal just now to go into the final quarter level. And forced into the corner. Good defence from Australia. Grace Stewart and Jodie Kenny doing good work. Looked as if it might have clipped the foot of Kennedy. Played on.
Oh, she's given a long corner here. Much to Vitesse's disappointment. She's put it on her foot. She wants to take it free quickly and get the ball into the circle, but she's given her a long corner instead.
Well, that does open play up just a little bit. 3 Australians trying to close down Falgowski, and then Mariah Williams appeals again. The USA have got the free hit. They want the ball quickly. Know that time is running out. Swept out wide. First time from Gonzalez. And then it's been lifted, though, dangerously high into the leg of Mariah Williams.
The Americans are just frustrating me a little bit that they're appealing with their hands in the air for all decisions, which means if you're being fouled and you've got your hands in the air, you're not ready to take a quick free hit when you do get awarded the foul. So just keep your hands on your stick, let the umpire make the decision. You've got your stick on the ball ready to take that quick free hit and put the Australians on the back foot. The ball is rolling away from where the infringement occurred and they're not able to take quick free hits and make it
Rachel
count.
Dawson has fed that to Emily Wolds. Good spin inside the circle from Wittmer, but it's defence again from Australia that manages to scramble it clear, and Casey Soblowski fires it up the side. Hooter goes, and that is the end of the third quarter. The USA have fought their way back and have given themselves a slim hope of getting something out of this match, or even forcing it into a shootout. Katie Bam with a goal that takes us into the final break. Australia 2, USA 1. Take a look at the goals. This was Grace Stewart. Good run from her. Managed to get on the reverse, and it was just total determination. Went off the pad of Jackie Briggs into the goal, but Grace Stewart, superb run and a great finish. And then penalty corner, and it was a brilliant deflection from Katie Bam to pull the USA level. Just getting the touch with a stick behind her to deflect it home. And take a look at what Adam Commins wants his players to do.
We've got a back 4. We have to reverse the pressure
Hear what he's saying, and the drinks bottle now slightly obstructing the whiteboard. Adam Cummins trying to get his message across calmly as possible, and I think he's saying exactly that, Sally. Transfer the ball across the pitch before playing it in.
Yeah, both teams are swarming players to the ball, so get the ball out to the help side, attack, force people. Like Vitesse, we said, when she got into open space down on this left-hand side of the pitch in front of us, just the ball was transferred to her, we got her into open space, and then the game opened up and things start to happen. At the moment, both teams are playing into the other team's hands by just ploughing the ball down the channel where all the numbers are.
Well, our statistics to be relied on. In quarter four, Australia have scored 2 goals in the tournament. The USA have scored 1. The USA only need 1 in this quarter, and they're level, and they could force a shootout. Blast on the whistle. Vitesse gets us underway for the final 15 minutes. USA are going to throw everything at Australia, looking to try and win their 2nd ever bronze medal in a Champions Trophy. This is only their 3rd involvement in a Champions Trophy, so it would be a pretty good return if they can. He's getting more and more involved and clashing with the Australian captain, Madonna Blythe. Needs to be a little bit careful. They certainly don't want to have any more cards. They did well to weather the storm. They did lose 1 goal while they were down 10 players. Bone didn't bring that under control. It's picked up now by Ryan Preck, and she feeds it back to Manley. Manley going all the way back in front of the goal. Australia now looking to push up and cause the USA to make a mistake. Reinprecht again. And Stephanie Fee hit that into the ground. It's bobbled up, and that's the pressure paying off for Australia.
Yeah, what Adam Cummins has done here, which is really nice, is the fact that you go to a team talk, and Craig Parnham will have been talking about how to play against the Australian press, and he's just changed it up. He's put a full press on, putting lots of pressure on the American back 3 at the opening point of this 4th quarter.
Free hit to Australia. Brooke Perris right on the edge of the circle. Ball must travel 5 metres. It does, but it's been stolen back by the USA. Madonna Blythe just gets her stick across and knocks it away from Kathleen Sharkey. Reinprecht thought about taking it, then leaves it to Rachel Dawson. Dawson, though, not a lot of options. Has to fire it in. Strong challenge. Madonna Blythe and Katie Reinprecht just bounced off her. Now it's Smith just trying to play a little tuck pass out to Parker. Didn't manage to get it away. Reinprecht has bounced back and is on her feet and fine. That's a good ball forward, giving it strong chase. Is Katie Bam. It's now Bam against Morgan. Morgan, superb. Stick low to the ground. Just took that away. And Georgina Morgan, the 2nd tallest player in the side. So it's a long way down for her to get that stick. Australia still under pressure. Dawson, though, intercepts. Good touch from her. Manley now trying to create something. Top of the circle. Soblowski penalised. Free hit. Played on quickly by Vitesse. Madonna Blythe goes in with the stick. She's going to refer that. At the moment, it looks as if the USA have a penalty corner.
For me here, if she's referred this tackle, it's very subjective. It's a kind of a culmination of a couple of tackles here that's mean that this is to be given as a penalty corner, unless Madonna Blythe's asked for something else.
Okay, we will check 5 meters.
So Madonna Blythe is saying there's the 5 metres when the free hit is given. So has the ball travelled 5 metres?
It wasn't given the chance to go 5 metres because
she stopped her.
She stopped her in her tracks. I don't think it was that Madonna Blythe was not 5 yards from the ball. I think it was the fact that she thought the tackle, you heard the clash of sticks, I think she thought the tackle was worthy of a penalty corner.
Yeah, it sounded like a stick tackle there. Just knock it, but then Madonna Blythe might feel she got the ball, but did she get the ball before she got the stick? That is the key issue.
Who would be a video umpire?
We should say the video umpire, they have plenty of screens, and the Hawkeye technology has been truly amazing in this tournament. Decision coming down.
Carolina? Yes. The player was 5 meters from the ball, so yeah.
Yes, wait.
Australia keep the referral.
Yes, wait my whistle.
So obviously the penalty corner was given against Madonna Blythe, not being 5 metres. The video umpire deciding that she was. So Australia got the decision, keep their referral.
Again, there's the captain, cool head, makes a really good referral. And again, Australia have that referral coming into a critical part of the game where they have their referral, whereas the USA have lost theirs.
The tees over the side, waiting, slaps it forward. Peris got a foot out the way and got a stick onto the ball. Trying to dribble it forward was Edwina Bone. There are the medals for the winners of this match, the bronze medal game at the 2016 Champions Trophy. Can Australia win their 3rd bronze medal? Can the USA win their 2nd? It's good work by Slattery. Ball ricocheted up off Stephanie Fee, but she brought it down and managed to keep her body away, although a penalty corner has now been given. I think it was Carolina de la Fuente who decided it was in fact a penalty corner, helping out Frances Block.
Just when you want cool heads, one of the most experienced people on the USA team, Rachel Dawson, just a loose pass across the middle. Slattery here into the D, the person you don't want it to fall to. She's tried to put a little lift on it, and it's gone up the defender's stick, a little bit like the one in the first half. And rightfully so, the umpire's given a short corner.
Well, that was clear as anything from that angle. From where we were, it was hard to see whether it had touched the body.
Yeah, that was going away from Frances Block, and the right umpire gave the call.
Good communication by the umpires. Georgina Morgan waits, and so too does Jodie Kenny. Goes to Kenny now, back to Morgan. Morgan sweeps, good save. Low down by Briggs, ricocheted up, another penalty corner.
Yeah, a misinjection there, just off the mark, meant that they had to kind of ad hocly make up a corner there. They tried to make their 7 versus 4 players count and just manipulate the ball to somebody who was free. Ball put on target, great scramble defence from the USA. Another penalty corner coming from Briggs, just kicking the ball up into the body of Stewart.
Morgan and Kenny wait again. Kenny at the first battery with Madonna Blythe stopping. Morgan at the second with Emily Smith. They go to Morgan again. Smith stops. Morgan takes a touch, sweeps. Briggs is logged again and saved well. And the free hit goes the way of the USA.
That's great post work as well. Keeper and post player there, just creating a barrier, which meant that couldn't get to that post and the person flying in.
USA trying to play the ball out from their defence, but they've lost it again as the hit forward. Claxton, though, on the reverse, lifts it dangerously high. Another free hit now to the USA. Approaching the final 10 minutes of the bronze medal match. Can the USA find an equalizer? Captain Gonzalez working hard as she always does. Gets a free hit, plays on quickly, feeds it to Manley. Manley comes out wide onto the left-hand side. Now it's with Reinprecht. Reinprecht helps it forward to Gonzalez. Good run from her in space. Fires it to the penalty spot. Jodie Kenny was there. Stick has been left behind by the American as they were trying to get in a low stick tackle on Kenny. Ball drilled forward by Bone, but picked up well by Dawson on halfway. Now she's looking for options. Feeds it to Reinprecht, who made a good run on the flank. Still has to get past Kenny. Reinprecht goes to the baseline, looking for a foot. It's hit a foot. Penalty corner, so well done, Katie Reinprecht.
Yeah, we see here, she just straightens her up, makes her stop. Cover defender, just can't move her feet, not quite agile enough there. Cheap penalty corner. Again, this is a great chance for USA to get back in the game.
Great work by Katie Reinprecht, who is the only one of her 3 sisters not to win the Rookie of the Year at Princeton. It's a bit of a tough one to live with. If she can win a bronze now, so waiting at the top of the circle, Kathleen Sharkey and Rachel Dawson. Sharkey at the first battery, Dawson at the second. Comes to Dawson. Dawson sweeps into the foot. Should be a retake. It is indeed.
Yeah, for me, I'm not sure the ball's coming out at that great a pace. Either that or the Australians are very, very quick, but they're able to get to the top and put pressure on that kind of first phase of the corner, meaning they don't get a clear shot at goal. I'm just wondering here if USA are going to try something different. Do you show some of your cards that you might be keeping back towards Rio and go for this and put yourself back in the game, or do you stuck with what you've been doing?
Comes to Dawson again. Dawson sweeps. It's taken another deflection. It is another penalty corner. Well, we know teams have those get-out-of-jail penalty corners that they're meant to use only when they're trying to get something out of the game. I agree with you. They almost need to use it now.
Yeah, but all teams work very hard, tirelessly on their penalty corners, that they do have those corners that they just keep behind, keep in the locker for big games. Is this big enough game to use those corners, or do you keep them for Rio?
Goes to Dawson again. Dawson sweeps. It takes another deflection, but only a long corner. Good running from Edwina Bone.
They're just not quite getting the ball off quick enough from the top of the circle for me. Australia's doing a great job to get out and put some pressure on.
Good spin inside the circle. Sharkey trying to create. Goes off Edwina Bone. Rachel Lynch just throwing a helmet or face mask off the pitch. Another long corner to the USA. Trying to draw the Australian defence out. Nanscorn quite happy to come forward and limit the USA's movement. Now it's Parker doing her part. Played along the side, kept in play well. USA, though, keeping possession. Gonzalez, desperation. Peris penalised. Gonzalez plays on quickly. Now has to get past McMahon. Feeds Reinprecht. Goes in, looking for the touch. Rachel Lynch. She's kicked it into the air. The umpire said play on. Jodie Kenny kept calm. Long corner. Well, this is a good spell of pressure by the USA, but the clock is ticking down. Can they get an equalizer? Help forward. Ricochets off Bone. Help forward again by Koliocek. Trying to keep it in play. Kept in play by Kenny. And then Kenny played it into the foot of Koliocek.
Using all her experience there, Kenny just waited for the player's foot to be on the floor. The player goes to ground, she just casually puts it on her foot. But this is where it might cost the USA, that they've already used their referral. Keeper Lynch there kicks it straight up into the air. Should they have had their referral, they might just have called that for a high ball.
They've won the ball back again, and it's Sharkey looking to feed Dawson. Dawson upended at the top of the circle by Madonna Blythe.
Crowd getting excited there by that, but Dawson just bounces straight back up, wants to get on with the game.
It's just for the foot, so it was just outside the circle. Australia with every single player behind the ball. USA, Fee helps it out wide. Just losing it momentarily under her feet was Emily Wald. Got the free hit, though, looking to play on quickly. And that's gone out of play. She just ran out of space, and again, Madonna Blythe just running, not allowing her that avenue and that run towards goal.
Yeah, the game management here from the Australians. Although I don't think they've played their best hockey today. They're just managing the game. They're snuffing the USA chances out, and they're just keeping them out of the circle. USA are running out of ideas. They've got to really go for this game now. I wouldn't be surprised if it stays like this for much longer, that they need to bring their kicking back on and really go for this.
Well, credit to the USA and how the game has shifted. You can see the shots per quarter. Look, strong blast on the whistle.
Just as we've talked about game management, player didn't retreat 5 yards from the ball there, and is going to take 5 minutes on the naughty step.
Kirsten Dwyer is the Australian player who's been sent to the side. Can the USA take advantage of the extra player? Australia sweep the ball wide. Slattery couldn't keep it in play.
Again, as with all these games, the kind of momentum ebbs and flows that now the Australians are down a player. Can the USA really capitalise on this? Start to put pressure, get their extra numbers a little bit higher up the pitch, and not play their fullback quite so deep and quite so conservative. Really push for this equalising goal.
And it's all down one side of the pitch at the moment. There's acres of space on the left-hand side as the ball ricocheted up into the face of Vitesse. Australia now with Nanscorn. Nanscorn will try and weave her magic down the left-hand side. Slipped at the vital moment. USA now, if they move the ball quickly, which they've managed to do, brought under control superbly. And it's Katie Bam who's played it forward. Lynch came a long way. And that was brilliant goalkeeping by Rachel Lynch. Just take the ball away from Koliocek. But the USA aren't finished. Cassold from the side, plays on quickly. Played it into the foot. And it's deemed to have been higher than the foot.
Just as we talked about the players needed to bring the ball to the help side, the USA bring it beautifully over to the help side, just a little bit ahead, some tired legs there, but Lynch, fantastic there, comes out like the sweeper.
Hit forward by Australia, picked up again by the USA. Dawson, short pass to Vitesse. Vitesse feeds it infield to Falgowski. Then it goes out onto the right-hand side. Reinprecht now looks to drill it. Came off Soblowski's stick. Madonna Blythe desperately trying to keep possession for Australia. McMahon's given it away. Into the circle it goes. Vitiz. Vitiz is opening up the goal area. Comes back to Kolyachek. Back with Vitiz. Scrambling defence. Appeals for a penalty corner from both sides, appealing that it's their free hit. And the penalty corner goes the way of the USA.
So much action going on there. The umpire was almost on top of that, which meant she probably didn't have the best view of what was going on throughout the whole circle. But great scrambling here from both teams, just keeping the ball alive. Flicked onto the foot there. Definitely a penalty corner.
To me, that there was a back stick from somebody in there before it went on the foot, but doesn't matter. It is the USA who have another penalty corner. Katie Bam to inject from the baseline. Dawson and Vitiz wait at the top of the circle. Dawson has moved to the first castle. Vitiz, it looks like they're going to try some variation. Goes to Vitiz now, takes a touch, drilled into the first runner, which was McMahon. Another penalty corner for the USA. The tension mounts here at the Lee Valley Hockey and Tennis Centre. We're in the final 5 minutes. Craig Parnham going through his book of penalty corners on his tablet.
And the injection there was just a little bit quicker out, which kept Vitiz just a little bit more time on top of the D. Finding a foot and gets the re-awarded corner.
Vitiz and Dawson again. They go to Dawson this time. She sweeps, looking for the deflection. Lynch saves, and Kenny sweeps the ball clear.
She's been a pivotal figure for them today, Kenny. She's had a good game. Just sweeping up in front of the keeper there. Nice and low. For a tall girl, she gets down nice and low. Nice and strong, just clears the danger.
In fact, it wasn't Rachel Lynch save, it was Jodie Kenny who got the block and then swept it clear, so even better by Kenny.
Oh, I love that confidence. Aerial across the pitch. You're 2-1 up.
Reinprecht helps it forward. The deflection was, you could see what Falgowski was trying to do, but sadly Whitmer was never going to get on the end of it for the USA. Time running out for the USA. Australia still a player down. They've won possession back again. Can the USA get something? There's a great chance. It's going to be a goal! And it is a second goal for Katie Bam. What a finish! Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am.
We saw from Alex Danson in the game before, just that little lift over the keeper. Falling away from the ball this time, Bam just gets a cheeky little touch, lifts it over the keeper. That is a fantastic finish.
Well, what a finish this was. This was desperation. You were talking about that, Sally, how you have to be desperate. Lynch came out, but she just wanted that ball so desperately.
We talked about taking advantage while the Australians are down to 10 players. They've certainly done that. The momentum now is firmly, I think, with the USA. Just took a half touch here, but she threw herself at it. Great little lift over the keeper. Fantastic finish. Game on.
Well, that was a good finish. We saw another brilliant finish from Alex Danson in the game to decide the wooden spoon. She lifted it over the keeper as well to complete her hat-trick. Surely the USA can't steal this game now in the final minutes. We just have 3.5 remaining. Gonzalez is doing all she can to spur her team in, the standing captain for Lauren Crandall. So the USA have played the whole tournament a player down. So again, it's been quite an achievement by them. Saying that, though, the Australians have been without Gabby Nance since the start of the tournament. She broke her hand in the game against New Zealand.
Again, that just plays into the way the USA like it, though. They want to be underdogs. When everything's stacked against them, Crandall, a key figure in their play, in their team, their captain, their stalwart, gets an injury, and they're fired up, and they want to do it as much for each other as they do for her, who can't take any part in this tournament.
A great transition again. There is Lauren Crandall watching on from the side. Australia have managed to steal possession. Madonna Blythe involved again, desperate from her. Desperate also from Michelle Cassold. I think Madonna Blythe has actually injured herself, or she put her hand up to the bench, but maybe she's saying, I'm okay, I'm not going anywhere now. You need me out here. Drilled in, good block by Gonzalez. Soblowski has to try and use it. In fact, Jodie Kenny having to show a little bit of skill in a tight space. Reinprecht plays it forward again. It's a good move. Sharkey bumped off the ball by Morgan. Now it's Williams who opened the scoring in the first quarter and put Australia ahead. She feeds Peris. Peris bursting forward, being chased by Falgowski. Australia are back to their full quota of players.
Great tackle by Barthez, then just stops the momentum, gets the sideline. It's going to be interesting to see in these last kind of 2 minutes of the play who really wants to go for it and who's going to settle for the shootout.
Are we going to have a shootout? There's no extra time, so if it's level at full time, it will be a shootout. Both teams having 5 players, having 8 seconds from the 22 metres in which to beat the opposing goalkeeper.
There's still plenty of time on the clock for goals for both teams here. USA putting a heavy press on. They want to keep the ball as far away from their goal as possible.
Surely it looks at the moment we're heading for the 4th consecutive draw between these two teams. Incredibly, they first played each other all the way back in 1936, and Australia lost 5-4 to the USA. That game being played in Philadelphia. Need to move the ball quickly, the USA. It's drilled forward from Kolyachek, and it's a great run inside the circle. Play to the top of the D to Gonzalez. Rachel Lynch, the hero again for Australia. Comes back to Gonzalez, looking to spin, trying to get it away as Dwyer back on the pitch after serving her suspension.
Talk about making yourself a hero. Don't underestimate how important that save is. Lynch stays up nice and tall, makes herself nice and big. Gonzalez here has all the time in the world to pick her spot. Lynch stays nice and tall. Great save.
Should she have tried to take Lynch on?
Well, this is it. I think if she'd have had a chance again when she watches that back again, should she have just moved the keeper before making a shot?
Comes in again for the USA, and it's just a missed trap inside the circle. Bam involved in so much for the USA. Australia lifting the ball clear. Coming into the 5-metre space. Dawson wants to get on with it quickly. Glance at the clock. Fired to the angle. Morgan comes out and plays the ball out of the play. We're going into a shootout. Well, Katie Bam's 2 goals have pulled the USA back from a 2-0 deficit and forced a playoff. What an absolutely thrilling bronze medal match. It finishes Australia 2, United States 2.
Yeah, what a fabulous match. We had a bit of everything there. Finished at 2-2. Mel, come on then, you've got to call it now. Both goalkeepers have been fantastic in this game. Who is going to edge this, do you think, now?
Trust you to throw that one to me.
Yeah, come on.
I think the momentum, if I'm honest, is with the USA right now. I think Katie Bam, obviously 10-minute yellow and 2 goals. I mean, it's been an eventful game for her. I think I'm going to go with the USA.
Yeah, I asked you that question because Sarah already told me who's going to win this one, didn't you?
I don't know why, my gut's telling me that if it went to shootouts that the USA would get the win. I don't know why, but yeah, I think there's some really creative players, and I think they play with no fear, and they just always see everything as such a great experience.
We saw a fabulous goal from Danson to win it for Great Britain. That's got to be up there as well to take it to penalties.
Oh, it's close. I mean, and the difference here is I think Katie Bam has just thrown herself at it, and you could see the reaction afterwards. She wasn't even sure it had gone in the back of the net because she couldn't see, but to get the ball over a goalkeeper of Rachel Lynch's stature is an effort in itself, and they nearly nicked it at the end.
Yeah, well, you say that. The captain, Gonzalez, will be thinking, should I have done something different here, Sarah?
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's easy to say from the box, isn't it? But actually, I wonder whether she'd had time to just take the ball to the left and hit it back. And what a beautiful ball that is! It's absolutely perfect. I mean, she wouldn't have gone to the forehand side given the Australian defenders are there. But yeah, I just wonder whether she could have taken it to the left and hit it back and moved Lynch a little bit more than she did.
Yeah, it's one of those where we were brilliant in the commentary box, but there in the dying seconds you think she didn't really. Is one of those players you think are not a natural goal scorer, found herself in that position.
Exactly. She's a midfielder by trade, and she's got a fantastic engine on her. And I mean, it's what dreams are made of, isn't it? I'm one-on-one with the goalkeeper to win a bronze medal, and as Tomo says, she'll regret the fact that she didn't do more with it. But the USA have done fantastic to get back into this game, and it's going to be an exciting shootout.
Yeah, another draw. Come on then, you both called the United States. What is the approach, Sarah? What is the approach in this shootout?
Oh, I mean, for me, it comes down to the fact that who wants to put their hand up to do it. You need to have people who feel confident, you know, especially when there's a crowd and under pressure. But ultimately, people who try things in the moment and have a good feel for the ball. I mean, some players will have the set play. They'll go in and do the same thing every time. And then you've got the more creative ones who can actually feel the movement. So it's just players who want to put their hands up, haven't got any fear, and can play with that.
We've got a fantastic 10-15 minutes ahead, and we've got no one better to take us through it than Ashley and Sally.
Thanks very much, Chris. Well, this is going to be a test of nerves. Let's not forget these two teams met in the semi-final of the World Cup. It was 2-2 then, and it went to a shootout, and Australia won 3-1. Rachel Lynch is making her way down to the goal. Adam Commons has decided who his 5 players will be. USA have as well. All the rest of the players arm in arm. First up for the USA will be their captain. She has taken responsibility. Gonzalez. She has 8 seconds from when the whistle goes to beat Rachel Lynch. So, just waiting for some of the officials to get in the right positions down on the pitch. Well, that is a great shot to show just what is unveiling on the pitch. The whistle goes. Gonzalez runs to the middle. Lynch comes out to the penalty spot. Gonzalez lifts it over. 1-0 to the USA.
I'll tell you what, on the back of that miss, she has done so well there. She's faced one-on-one with Lynch again. Just commits her to the left-hand side here. And just the coolness there, just as she gets half past her, just to lift the ball, just to make extra sure. Great finish, 1-0 to the USA.
Now it's Georgia Nanscorn for Australia. Nanscorn against Jackie Briggs. Whistle goes. Nanscorn pushes off to the right, looks to then go on the reverse. Briggs comes out. Nanscorn reverses into the keeper. Good save by Briggs. Briggs has forced it wide. It is the USA 1, Australia 0.
Just not quite doing enough here. She sets off to the right-hand side to bring it back to the left, but everything was just a little bit one-paced. Keeper did well, stayed up nice, kind of ice hockey style, just jockeying with her around the goal, keeping nice and mobile. Doesn't commit. Great agility there and a good firm glove to the ball.
It is now Caitlin Falgowski against Rachel Lynch. Whistle goes. Falgowski goes straight down the barrel. Lynch comes out. Not as far this time. Brilliant save. Sweeps it away. This clock's not finished, and Lynch saves the second attempt from Falgowski.
For me, didn't look very confident there going in. Just took it straight in. Seemed devoid of ideas. Lynch very good with her sticks. You've got to stay away from her long reach. She's a tall girl. Okay, just a few little skills over the ball here. Takes the ball wide. Lynch closes the gap again for a great second save.
Now it's the captain of the Hockeyroos, Madonna Blythe, to take on Jackie Briggs. Whistle goes. Blythe, eyes on the ball, looks up, glances at Briggs, looks to go to the left-hand side, opens up to the right, dummies a shot. Brilliant, but an even better save from Briggs. It looked a certainty that Blythe would score. And dare I say, she missed when they played in the semi-final of the World Cup. She misses again.
Good initial dummy here to get the keeper to commit here. Takes it round. Just wanted to keep the stick on the ball there and lift the ball, as Gonzalez did with that first one. Here you see the little dummy. Just flick it up into the roof of the net. Keeper's weight is always going down. Can you get it over the top of her into the roof of the net?
All those not involved, arm in arm, and all those involved, arm in unity. Michelle Vertees next for the USA. Can they go into a 2-0 lead? Lynch comes out. Vertees goes on to the reverse, looking to shape the other way. Now gets the shot away. She's pushed it wide. Lynch did well, made the angle really, really tight. Still 1-0 to the USA.
What Lynch does well here, she just doesn't commit. She just stays nice and agile. All the time the clock is ticking down, put more and more pressure on the forward. Vertees there, just missing the target, just putting the ball wide, but great pressure from Lynch, the goalkeeper.
In the semi-final of the World Cup, Georgie Parker was one of the scorers for Australia. Can she get them on level terms now? Parker against Briggs. Parker looking up, goes to the reverse, swings, looks to spin. And it came back, I think, off the foot of the goalkeeper onto Georgie Parker's foot. But Briggs is in a bit of pain. I think the ball just caught her inside the pad.
See, the keeper here starts near her right post, just trying to force a space. Good spin by Parker, but the deflection back off the keeper comes off Parker's foot, and she knew it. She put the ball in anyway for good measure, but just see there, just clipping her right-hand foot. She puts the ball in, but she knows it's hit her foot. Score stays 1-0.
Still 1-0 to the USA. Kelsey Koliacek. She managed to score back in 2014. Can she do it again? Lynch comes out. She goes down the barrel. Now goes to the left-hand side, lifts it over. It's wide again. Still 1-0 to the USA. Keeper's well on top.
Good positivity here in the speed in which she goes into the circle. Takes it round. Good dummy. Goal was at her mercy. Just needed to put it on target. Perhaps just going a little bit too quick there, going away from goal.
So Mariah Williams now. She is there to take on Briggs. Briggs starting on one side of a goal. Interesting approach from the USA goalkeeper. Launches off the post. Mariah Williams, stick control is there. Briggs comes out. She's closed her down, and, well, I think there might be a referral. Or is it obstruction, I think, is going against Mariah Williams. She's going to refer that.
Yeah, she's saying that her skills in there have taken over the top of the ball and knocked into the goalkeeper's stick, causing an infringement.
Okay, we are watching for obstruction.
No. We are looking for a stick.
Stick tackle, okay.
Obstruction.
I think she's called this one perfectly. Just goes over, misses the ball, goes over the top. You see the goalie gets a part of her stick onto the ball here. Australian player then just knocks into the goalkeeper's stick, effectively taking her stick off the ball. So
Carolina,
Scott is right.
There is no clear reason to change your decision.
So it is still 1-0 to the USA. Smiles from them. Jackie Briggs is the hero at the moment, no doubt about that. Mariah Williams comes back. And if Rachel Dawson scores this, the USA have won bronze. Dawson against Lynch. Dawson knocks it forward. Lynch comes out beyond the penalty spot. Dawson goes wide, and Lynch, what a time tackle that was. Absolutely brilliant from Rachel Lynch. And we're still in with a chance of going into a shootout sudden death.
Again, we've said Lynch, tall keeper, you've got to keep the ball out of the range. Drag over the top. Lynch was expecting that. You could see her just waiting for her to commit to that. Sweeps the ball out the way. We go to sudden death.
Casey Soblowski must score this to force the sudden death. Soblowski against Jackie Briggs. The crowd are quiet. The whistle goes. Soblowski comes forward. Briggs doesn't come out fast. Soblowski goes left, right. Briggs has saved it. Although they're looking for a referral, and Australia are referring. The USA are celebrating. Everybody surrounding Jackie Briggs. The helmet's off. The referral has gone. Well, they're saying the USA won. There's a bit of confusion. Australia, I think, feel they've still got a referral.
They've had one referral and got it wrong. USA here, it was kind of one shot was the difference. Not the best penalty shuffles we've ever seen, but they've got plenty of time before Rio to get those right. But battle of the keepers there, and Rachel Lynch has won this one.
Here it comes again. Soblowski goes what? Well, what was she appealing for?
I think she's saying that it hit the back of the goalkeeper's stick here, potentially. I think she might be right.
May have a point. Ooh, leading edge, maybe. Adam Commons is saying, what about an umpire referral? I think maybe he does have a point, to make absolutely sure, but it doesn't matter. The hero of the hour is Jackie Briggs, and the USA, in their third Champions Trophy, have won bronze for the second time. Last time was in 1995, and they won 4-1 in strokes against Germany after a 0-0 draw. Rachel Lynch, well, she did everything she possibly could for Australia. But in the end, the USA win the shootout, 1-0. Melissa Gonzalez with the crucial one, scoring with the USA's first attempt. Final score was 2-2 in the match. The United States win the shootout, 1-0.
So I am with the hero, Jackie. Describe the feeling at the moment.
Well, I'm not so much the hero. The whole team. It was a huge team effort. We had a huge push in the end of the game there. We got 2 goals back, and I just am so proud of everybody for fighting. And one of our trademarks is we never give up. We keep fighting. We're always in the game. And I trusted that, and we pulled out the tie, and we practiced this a million times, so I was just ready to go.
Very humble, but I am going to say you are the hero. 5 saves to give your team a bronze medal. What a moment.
It's amazing. We're so excited, we're so proud, and we just want to thank everyone for the support. And once again, just can't believe it. So happy.
So Jackie, describe what it was like coming into this tournament, because you were the lowest ranked team, there was no pressure, and you've just done surprise after surprise and silenced the crowds today.
Well, numbers don't mean anything to us. We can be ranked anything, 1, 10, 20, doesn't matter. We're just going to come out and give our best and give a good performance.
I'll let you go back to that green huddle, that team huddle, and just enjoy it. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Well, what a finish we've seen. Jackie Briggs may say she's not the hero, but she certainly did a job. But it was a team effort by the USA, and look how united they are now. Truly brilliant, Sally, performance by them to come back in the game. And how often do you see that? The team that's pegged back loses the shootout.
Absolutely, that never say die attitude from the USA. They were written off before the start of the tournament. They were ranked 7th in the world, lowest ranked team in this tournament, but that suits them. The underdog mentality, I keep saying it all the way through this tournament, but their underdog mentality is played straight into their hands. They lost their captain. They got a strong yellow card for 10 minutes. That didn't stop them. They've got themselves back in this game, and I think they would think, oh, very well deserved bronze medal.
Well, Gabriel Minadao from Argentina was watching this game. They're in the same pool in Rio with Great Britain, India, Japan and Argentina, and of course Australia. So they've sent a warning sign to some of those teams that this is a group of young women who will never give up. They will fight to the very end as they take the applause from their fans around the stadium, and thoroughly deserved applause it is too. They had a player off the pitch for 10 minutes when they went 2-0 down, and somehow they found the resolve and the spirit to get back, and the second goal from Katie Bam was just marvellous.
Any young forwards watching out there, just throwing yourself at that ball, getting something on target, it's got them back in this game. I'm really made up for Gonzalez after missing that chance in the dying seconds of the game. She stepped up and she was the difference. It was her shuffle that won them this medal.
They're all posing for the photographs now, but I think Adam Commons will be very, very disappointed that his team could not convert one single goal in the shootout. When you're the world number 3, you expect a higher return on that.
Absolutely, they just looked a little bit lacking in confidence. Nobody really took it. They kind of went at the same pace. Nobody changed the pace. You could argue that perhaps they're not doing what their preference is because they're holding it back before Rio, but just disappointing for me that when the pressure was on, they didn't quite perform, but the USA, fantastic.
Melissa Gonzalez took over the captain's armband because the ever-popular Lauren Crandall got injured in the very first game, and what a leader she's been as a backup for Crandall. Really led from the front. And Craig Parnham, well, he was disappointed with the 10-minute yellow card, but his team, they gave the best reply possible.
Teams that are successful have leaders on the pitch. It's not just about who's wearing the armband, but the USA players stepped up today. Everybody wanted to get on the ball. Nobody was hiding. They took the game to them. The Australians, they were pegged back in their group game to 2-2. They should have known that the Americans were just going to keep on coming, and they did that. They were relentless, and they finished the stronger of the two teams.
Gonzalez all smiles. She's supposedly the messiest player in the team and apparently is forever losing her clothes, but let's hope she doesn't lose the bronze medal she's about to go and collect tonight and leave it here at the stadium. I'm sure someone will pick it up for her and take it back to the hotel. Still just waiting for the officials, I think, to come forward with the medals so that the players can be presented with those medals. Puffing out the cheeks, the glove, Melissa Gonzalez. And Melissa Gonzalez is the first one to come forward. She puts the medal over her head. Next up comes Stephanie Fee, big smile on her face, followed by, well, Katie Reinprecht, I think, is just hesitating as the backup goalkeeper comes forward, and that is Alicia Woodall. Didn't get any game time. Then it's Kelsey Koliacek. She had a good game too in the final, created plenty for the USA. And then just nipping ahead is Rachel Dawson, then Michelle Batiste, Jill Wittmer. They're going now in number of shirts. Julia Reinprecht, who, well, she's been solid at the back for the USA. And then following her, Emily Wold, and then the younger of the, in fact, the older of the two sisters, Katie Reinprecht. After her comes the hero of the game as well, Katie Bam, who forced it into a shootout. Michelle Casol, the big smile, and the ribbon just getting caught on her bun. It's all smiles now as Caitlin Falgowski gets the medal around her neck. Kathleen Sharkey was lively in the final. Lauren Crandall, well, she didn't play, but she'll have a big smile and know that she played a part. Caitlin Van Sickle, Alyssa Manley, and here is the hero, Jackie Briggs. She saved 5 in the shootout, or forced them wide, goes to join her teammates. Big smiles, and then the celebration. The USA, the bronze medal winners at the 2016 Women's Champions Trophy. What a performance, winning in the shootout against Australia.